Hey guys, I just wanted to film a quick update today because a few people have been asking me what's been happening with the bus and wondering whether I've made any decisions about whether I'm keeping the bus, whether I'm fixing the rust and all of that. So I just wanted to do a bit of an update today to let you know what's been happening and what I've decided to do. So if you've been watching my previous videos, you'll know that I started to strip the inside of the bus and discovered that there was quite significant rust in the frame, especially under the windows and in the lower section down near the floor, particularly at the back of the bus. Much more rust than I was expecting, and rust that's going to take quite a bit to fix. So I've been faced with the decision about what to do from here. Do I keep this bus and do I spend, a lot more money than I was expecting to have to spend to fix it up? Or do I cut my losses and get rid of this bus and try to find another one that isn't as rusty? And it's been hard to know which way to go, especially because I'm on a very limited budget. And I decided that before I could make a decision about which way to go, I really needed to get a clear idea on the condition of the rest of the bus. I needed to know exactly what sort of mechanical condition it was in, and what the chassis was like underneath. Now, the day that I bought the bus, we actually drove it home almost 300 kilometres without any issues, and the bus had passed its certificate of inspection about 2 months ago. For those of you that don't know, the COI is it's kind of like a roadworthy for heavy vehicles. It's an annual inspection that all heavy vehicles in Queensland have to have, and the bus passed that 2 months ago. So, I kind of had the idea that the basics of the mechanics seemed fine. I mean, it seemed to run pretty well. And we'd had a look under the chassis as much as we could see the day that we bought the bus. And again, there wasn't a lot of rust in the chassis itself, and it looked like it was in pretty good nick. But I guess, since discovering all the hidden rust in the frame, I just lost a bit of confidence, and I started to worry about what other hidden issues there might be. And the last thing I wanted was to spend, thousands of dollars fixing up the rust in the frame, and then only to discover that I had to suddenly spend thousands of dollars more fixing up some hidden mechanical issue that we didn't, pick up or that was overlooked. So I found out that one of the most highly recommended diesel mechanics in town actually lives just a few minutes down the road from me, which is very handy. So I contacted him and booked the bus in for a thorough inspection. And, I was really dreading what he was going to say, to be honest. But it's actually really good news. He had a really good look at the bus and basically told me that it's in really good mechanical condition for its age. The chassis is in excellent condition. It's all really solid underneath. And the only things that needed fixing really were minor things, like there was a couple of hoses that were starting to deteriorate that needed replacing. He had to do some adjustments to the front brakes to fix them, make them work a bit better. But otherwise, there was nothing major at all that he could find mechanically wrong with the bus. And in fact, he even made the comment that if he was going to buy a bus to convert into a motorhome, this is the sort of bus that he'd want to get. So I was very relieved to hear that, because I was really nervous about what he was going to say. So I was very happy to hear that, because that's really the first piece of good news I've had about the bus in a few weeks. So knowing that the bus is in good mechanical condition, and that the chassis itself and all the main sort of structural parts of the bus seem to be in pretty good nick, I'm confident that I've made a good purchase on the mechanical side of things. So I'm keeping this bus, I'm not getting rid of her, and I'm going to somehow get the rust sorted. Now, the decision I have to make now, obviously, is how to go about doing that. I can either do it myself or pay someone else to do the work. Now, a lot of people have said to me that welding is an easy skill to learn, and once you know how to do it, it's just, a matter of practice, and, I could easily, weld and repair the frame myself once I know what I'm doing. That may be true, but, and if I was just welding up a set of shelves, or you know, a toolbox or something, I don't know, something basic, then yep, absolutely, I'd give it a go. But you know, this is essentially the structural frame of my future house. You know, it's the walls and the bits that hold up the roof of the bus. So you know, my feeling is that it's the sort of work that really needs to be done by professional tradespeople that have done this sort of thing before and know what they're doing. Because it's not just a matter of repairing the frame. I mean, sure, cutting and re-welding box sections of steel may be fairly straightforward, but it's what comes after that, and it's the resheeting, like putting back the metal sheet on the sides of the bus, that is a bit more complicated and requires a bit more skill. I don't want to spend the next 10 years constantly patching up little leaks that are springing up everywhere because I didn't do a perfect job on this, you know, at the start. So the next step for me now is to make some inquiries, talk to the experts, and just find out how much it would cost for me to pay someone else to fix the rust. Now, it might be that it's going to cost way more money than I have, and that it's not going to be an option for me at all. But fingers crossed, I can find someone to fix the rust and get it all sorted for me within my budget. But I'll keep you guys up to date and let you know as soon as I've decided what to do.